This weekend, Governor Newsom took a trip down to Greg Abbott's Texas to continue his campaign of calling out Republican governors and otherwise making himself a thorn in the side of the right wing. While he was there, I sat down with him for an interview at a taqueria in Austin, where I asked him about his aggressive new strategy.
You talk a lot about going on offense, and you have involved yourself in the business of Ron DeSantis and Governor Abbott here in Texas. What is the point of that, of the billboards? What is the point of I'm not going to call it trolling, but it sort of feels like you're trolling Republican
Well, they
governors?
need to be called out. They shouldn't be able to get away with it. They can't claim to be pro-life when they're just pro-birth. They can't claim to embrace and celebrate freedom when they're denied freedom for women and girls and their reproductive rights. They can't attack vulnerable communities without being called out. How possibly are they being celebrated and successfully in terms of their political ambitions, because they both ascended even further and closer to their re-elections as a consequence of their demonization? How are they getting away with that? And so my frustration is, we need to call them out. Are you paying attention to what these guys are doing? How many books have been banned here in Texas? 801 books have been banned. Ron DeSantis is arresting elected officials. He's sending SWAT teams with people in the underwear at 6 in the morning because they registered to vote and voted. I mean, that's insane. Think about that's insane. He went to another state to find migrants and used state money that was intended for unauthorized immigrants, not those seeking legal asylum, and sent them to an island. And he's being celebrated for that. He's literally rewriting history. Literally. Did you see him the other day try to describe his own version of history as it relates to slavery?
It was the American Revolution that caused people to question slavery. No one had questioned it before we decided as Americans that we are endowed by our Creator with unalienable rights and that we are all created equal.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, except he's successful. And we need to be more assertive to wake folks up. It's not just Mar-a-Lago. It's not just Trump and January 6th. Because, I mean, we all hope that Trump goes to the Ashman of history and we could turn the page on Trump. But then what? I mean, Trumpism, it's just a whole nother level. These guys are at another level of demonization. I mean, they're at another level of implementing and applying that demonization through legislation. Trump has to be blushing with some of the stuff that some of these Republican governors have gotten away with.
You filed an appeal, basically, a notice with the DOJ saying you think that there should be criminal investigations relating to the migrant stunt. Do you think that DeSantis and Abbott could be criminally charged for this?
I don't know if they could be criminally charged. I grew up in a different world, a little old-fashioned about accountability. But, I mean, by every definition, he broke state law as it relates to the utilization of those state dollars. The question is, did he break federal law? It's sick. I mean, I'm a parent. Man, I mean, how do I explain that to my, forget being Democrat, Republican, us versus, it's like, what? Someone did that? They would do that to kids? To other people's kids? To human beings? What kind of person does that?
The NRSC is sending out emails saying, which state would you like migrants shipped to next?
Air DeSantis. This bravado, this toughness. It's all BS. They're bullies. Nothing more than bullies, rank bullies.
Why the desire to have these strong men? Is it a desire for autocracy?
Bill Clinton said it decades ago, right, when we got shellacked in one of the midterms, said, given the choice, the American people always support strong and wrong versus weak and right. And there was truth then about that. There's truth today about that. This S for demonization has political benefits. It worked. It works situationally, and that's what's so sad. But now it's weaponized at a whole nother level with this feedback loop of social media, and then, of course, the propaganda networks and the anger machine, which, of course, the right dominates. And we have nothing, respectfully, nothing comparable. My awakening in all this is it's not just about midterms in Congress or 2024, Biden will, Biden won't. It's deeper than that. The rights revolution, what we've taken for granted the last 50 years, is being wiped out in real time, state after state, and they have intention. They're focused, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their goals of rolling back all of these rights, and they're doing it successfully.